be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes a cup. You put water in a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow and it can crash. Basically, all that means learn the ability to adapt, either against your opponent or even during training. Now, martial arts isn't just about fighting. It's an art. It's a way of fighting, yes, but it's also an art. It's a discipline, mind training, and physical training. Anybody can punch. Anybody can get on the street and beat up somebody. But it's not about that. It's about discipline. It's about fully utilizing your body potential. For example, okay, say you want to punch somebody. What would you use to punch someone? Your hand, right? Your arm. You want to punch a target, most people come around, do one of these swing punches. You get these big muscles, big size. All they're thinking about is using their arm strength. But that's not what a punch is just about. Even a punch itself, you got to worry about a lot of different things. You got 4 knuckles here. You can either use 3 or you can use these 2. In Taekwondo, for example, they utilize in the first 2 knuckles because they're the biggest. So from here, when you punch, instead of just using the arm, you got to worry about using the hip, your weight. So instead of doing one of these, come around, whip, snap it. Okay? It's not just about throwing wild punches. It's about speed, using your hip, your weight also. You can learn self-defense. What happens if someone's attacking you with a knife? What happens if someone's attacking you with the gun or stick? What happens if you're dealing with multiple people attacking you? And in Taekwondo, we also practice breaking. You break boards, you break bricks. It's, in a sense, you're not doing those to show off. You're doing those because you're trying to study your own body, knowing how to use your strength. Well, I know my body can break 2 bricks, for example. How do I do it? How do I do it without hurting myself? And, there are magic tricks. Anybody can break a board and brick. It's all about, if you know how, the way of doing it. That's what it is. Now, weapons. Many different martial arts style, many different countries uses different weapons. We'll just take extreme ones, for example, say swords. You have the Chinese sword here. In Chinese, we call it jian. The sword, the Chinese one, focuses on thrusting. It's a single-handed weapon and focuses on a lot of thrusting motion. And it's a lot easier, quicker to move around with one hand. It's a very fluid weapon. And I love using it as a form because I think it looks really fluid, it looks really pretty. Now, the Japanese, which are samurai used back in the days, were called katanas. Or, it depends on what size it is. It could be called daito, meaning big knife. Now in Asia, we actually call only double-edged weapons, blades, swords. Single-edged ones, we call it knife. So katana, people here call it Japanese swords, but in Japan, in Asia, we call it Japanese knife. Now, the difference between Japanese sword and the Chinese one is Japanese katana requires 2 hands to use and focus on a cutting motion, whereas in Chinese swords, it's stabbing. Now, martial arts, the way I see it, it's about how to express yourself. Okay, I can go out there in demonstration. I can break 5 bricks. I can go out and do, 20 spins in the air, do a kick. I can show off to a lot of people, saying, "Oh, look how good I am." But that's not really the point of martial arts. Martial arts, it's about how to express yourself. Okay, how am I able to be out there to show who I am? Kind of like an artist and musicians. A lot of times you look at a painting, you listen to music. You can learn expression from the music or the drawing, what the painter or the musician is trying to do. And it's simply martial arts. It's about how to express yourself, how to present yourself to others. because you learn to express yourself, being able to be honest to everyone and yourself. That is very hard to do.